Democrats. Today is Wednesday, September 29th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Life. Happy Wednesday. So every day I come and I hope that what I'm bringing to you are updates so that you still feel connected to the party and you know what's happening in the party. And when we come to you and ask you for your vote, you know what you're voting for. And so one of the things, so a lot of people don't know what I do really, right? Because I don't know, 10 years ago, I didn't know that there was such a thing as the chair of the Oklahoma Democratic Party. So I imagine there's a whole lot of people out there that don't know that, or they know, but they don't know what I really do. I spend a lot of my time on the phone talking to candidates, recruiting candidates, talking to folks who've decided to run and providing information and looking for folks to run. I spend a lot of time doing that. I spend a lot of time raising money to try to keep this thing going. And looking for strategies to find new voters, register new voters, and engage those new voters. And then time trying to connect with Democrats who've already identified as Democrats and making sure that you guys know what we are working on as a party and that we are still here and we're standing tall and we're not just satisfied to allow the majority party to be unchallenged. So that's kind of the generic 30-foot view of what I do. But I also, there's also a staff at Oklahoma Democratic Party. They don't report to me. There's a whole lot of stuff about that, but they are responsible for carrying out the vision that I have and I ran on for what the party is about. And they are hard at work trying to make sure that we have an infrastructure. 3 years ago, when I started running to be your state party chair, I said that I was going to run and get the party out of debt. And I was going to make sure that people believed that there was a Democratic Party out there and that we were doing things and that I was going to build an infrastructure so that the Democratic Party would be there as a foundation to help candidates run. And so I've accomplished the getting us out of debt part. You've heard me talk about that, so I'm not going to go on and on about that, but we are not in debt and we are raising money at a pretty healthy clip to be able to do the things that we need to do in order to elect Democrats, because that is our foundation. We are here to elect and support Democrats. That's why we're here. And so the staff back at the Oklahoma Democratic Party are there 40 hours a week doing the work of building the infrastructure. And I just wanted to come on and brag today because in my conversations with candidates and in my conversation with donors, they're always asking, what does the party do? And why do you have staff? And maybe you should get rid of staff until campaign season. And every time they say that, my hackles go up because bad idea. So let me tell you some of the things that we've been doing over the course of just the last 6 months. We have, you've heard me talk about and brag about our online voters registration form. Very excited about that. Everyone knows that that we are at a voter registration deficit and we need to register more Democrats. And so to that end, we have an online voters registration portal on our website that's in English and in Spanish. And it allows us to capture information and engage with voters. Very proud of that. And that's a big thing that goes towards electing Democrats and supporting Democrats. We have a system that if you're in leadership in the party, and that's all over the state, at the county party level, in our special interest groups, which we call federations, we have an intranet that provides resources where they can get questions answered and we can send our information out in one big way. We have a voters registration map. If you think that you want to help register people in your county, you can go out to our website, click on your county and find out how many voters, how many eligible people in that county are not registered to vote. And then you can help us pay to get those folks registered. I mean, it's very specific. It's very specific. It's very deliberate. And thank you, Dennis Steffen, for letting me know that our message is getting out and that you're a little bit nervous about the work that we're doing. So we're doing that. We've come up with a database for each individual Democrat organization to help them gather volunteers and gather donors and mobilize folks to get them out knocking doors and talking to other Democrats. We're by the time candidates are filing, every county party will have a website that's up and running and easily to navigate, so that no matter where you live in Oklahoma, you know how to get in touch with the Democrat organization near you. We're paying for messaging guidance, so that we have a unified message. And so the next time somebody asks you, what do Democrats stand for? There's one unified message that we are all saying. We're all marching in the same direction. And as I said, candidate recruitment is not just me. Our vice chair, Eric Proctor, is every day trying to find another candidate to run in another office, because we have to stop letting Republicans just put their name on a ballot and walking into the office. We need to challenge as many seats as we can find candidates for. We are actively recruiting candidates. I had a meeting today that excited me beyond anything. That was instigated by the staff, because they want to get Democrats elected. And that's getting national organizations involved in helping us expand our reach among the state. We're developing tools for candidates that I won't bore you about, but different tools for candidates, and interacting with our current elected officials and boosting their confidence in the party. Those are the kinds of things that we are doing on a state party level to make sure that our candidates have the support that they need, and our elected officials have the support that they need, because we have to make a difference. Our state has gone off the deep end, catering to the extremists on the right, regardless of if it actually speaks to and helps the entire state. We're catering to this many voters. We have got to change the composition of our legislature so that we're all considered. So that bills brought by my Democratic legislator actually gets heard on the floor and gets an opportunity to pass, so that all Oklahomans are considered. And I say that because I know that the Democratic legislators that I talk to, and I talk to most of them, are concerned about the least of us. They're concerned about just regular, everyday Oklahomans, where our majority party is focused on making sure that we're doing handouts and we're looking out for the wealthiest of Oklahomans. I am not against the wealthiest of Oklahomans. Good on them for becoming the wealthiest of Oklahomans. Not opposed to them. I just don't think that they deserve all the consideration. I think that the rest of us should be considered as well. I agree, Nancy. I agree. So I just wanted to take a moment and come and brag on my staff and brag on the leaderships of our federations, our special interest groups, for doing the work that they're doing to mobilize and engage with voters from underrepresented communities. We are going to change the composition of our legislature in this next year. We are going to up representation for all of Oklahoma, and by getting more Democrats elected. By getting Democrats elected in areas where there is no Democratic representation, and I would argue no representation at all. We are going to make a difference. Today was a particularly positive day where I engaged with a lot of candidates in a short amount of time today, where I am incredibly hopeful. And I wanted to come and let you guys know that now is the time to be hopeful. We have stuff to hope for, and we actually have a chance. And so if you're thinking about being a candidate, or you're looking for a candidate to help either through your time and resources or through your finance, now is the time. Don't wait until June. Don't wait until April. They need your help now. We're Democrats. We are the super minority party, and we need to start early. We need to, get our message out, and we have to say it over and over and over again, because we're not represented enough. Our legislators are small but mighty, and they're out there fighting the good fight. They need help, and now is the time for us to band together, organize, and get them some help. I know, Marianne, and I can't get up every day being the chair of the Oklahoma Democratic Party if I didn't have hope. Today is just a more hopeful day. I feel incredibly hopeful today after talking to the many candidates that I talked to today, listening to their strategy, and listening to their hope. Alrighty, Democrats, thanks for joining me. I will be here tomorrow at 4:15, and you guys have a great day.